They tell me I'm small, but I've learned small faith moves mountains. This platform might look quiet right now, but purpose doesn't need permission. Sometimes the smallest voices are trusted with the biggest stories. I don't got it all, that's why I pray. I lift the names when I can't find words to say. Small but mighty, walking by faith. If I can't change it all, I still believe change can start today. I don't got it all, that's why I pray. For the lost, the missing, led astray. This platform's small, but God's not contained. And we never ever know what love can do once it's shared. I'm not rich in numbers, not loud on the screen, but every case I cover got weight in between. Faces on flyers, names people forget. I speak them out loud so they're never silenced. Yet I don't chase clout, I chase truth. Every live stream feels like a prayer in the booth. For the mom still waiting, the dad still searching, for the families hurting while the world keeps turning. They say, what can one voice redo? But I've seen hope rise when a community moves. So I show up steady, even when it's heavy, trusting God with the parts I can't carry. Got it all, that's why I pray. I lift the names when I can't find words to say. Small but mighty, walking by faith. If I can't change it all, I still believe change can start today. I don't got it all, that's why I pray. For the lost, the missing, led astray. This platform's small, but God's not contained. And we never know what love can do once it's shared. Every time I go live, I ask one thing: send prayers up higher than algorithms, because awareness is good, but faith goes further, and prayer reaches places we never could. I don't promise answers, I promise care. A space where compassion still lives right here. Victim-focused, truth-driven, heart-led, always standing in the gap on the hardest days. If you're watching this tide, scared or alone, I hope you feel seen through the screen in your home, because God hears whispers, not just the loud, and He's working right now, even in the crowd. So we pray for the missing. Every single time we pray for the answers in God's perfect time. Small seeds planted, faith multiplied. Miracles don't need a spotlight. I don't got it all, that's why I pray. Still believing God's moving, even today. Small but mighty, called by name. And I trust what He's doing even when I can't see the way. This is Mo and Cole. Say a prayer for the missing. Say a prayer for their families. And before you go, say your prayers. Take your vitamins. And remember, even something small can do really big things.
Hey guys, how are we today? I'm so glad to see you guys. Hey Aaron, how are you? And KK, it's good to see you. Everybody's working outside today. It's a good day for it, isn't it? I have my fan on today. I can't get right. Guys, this weather in the holler is killing me. It's hot AF one day and then cold AF the next day, or it's not even a whole day where it changes. It's like cold AF in the morning and then hot AF in the afternoon and then cold AF in the night again. So I cannot get right. Like I've got blankets on my legs again and ice on my neck. But we'll make it, right? Hey Tony, good afternoon. How are you? Hey Neat, good to see you. I have my fan on today, guys. Is it if it's messing up my audio though, I'll turn it off. You guys just let me know. It's no problem. I through the week last week I was really busy with appointments and hey Van, good to see you. How are you? And I'll be busy next week through the week. So I wanted to make sure to come to you guys today and share what I have. I have a few updates that I wanted to talk to you guys about first. Remember that we spoke about the missing Indigenous elder Wesley Dixon Jones? I think that was last week. And the last update that we had from the tribal police was in January, and they said that there was not going to be. Basically, they were saying they hadn't had any updates, and it was turning into a cold case. Well, since our live last week, they do have an update, and it does sound better to me. So I'll read it to you guys, and you tell me what you think. And I did show Mr. Wesley um, when I was playing my audio at the beginning. Let me show you guys so you remember. Remember him, and he has the two daughters that are fighting so hard to find him. Bless their hearts. I feel awful for them. Um, but that's who we're talking about today. And it says so. This was on the 20th, so just a few days ago, and it said, "Let me get to the. I like to read these better." It says Umatilla Tribal Police officials say they are still receiving tips in the case of Confederated Tribes of the Umatilla Indian Reservation member Wesley Dixon Jones, who was last seen October 5th, 2025. UTPD Detective William Morris, and remember, he's the one that's in all of these press releases, so he is the main guy. It said he received 4 tips in the past month, with some leading to searches at local and distant sites. However, the tips did not lead to the discovery of the missing 71-year-old. Well, the last time in January, remember, guys, they said they hadn't been receiving any tips at all. So 4 in a month is absolutely wonderful. And when they posted this on their Facebook, it had gotten a lot of attention, and a lot of people were commenting on it. So that's wonderful, too. Hey, Coffee and Skeletons, how are you? So good to see you. So good to see you. Morris said as long as tips regarding Jones' disappearance keep coming into the UTPD, would follow up on them and not label it a cold case. A cold case is an unsolved investigation that remains open but is not active pending the discovery of new information. Anyone with information can call the UTPD at 541-278-0550. Jones was last seen along East Shore Mile Road on the Umatilla Indian Reservation in a gray 2003 Ford Escape with Oregon license plate SM15454. When the vehicle returned west on the same road, Jones was no longer visible in it. The driver's identity hasn't been disclosed because of the investigation. He is described as 5 feet 8 inches tall, Native American, weighing approximately 140 pounds, with long black hair and brown eyes. Jones was last seen wearing a black and red Tiger Scott jacket, black shirt, black sweatpants, and boots. Since October 6th, the UTPD has conducted searches with the Umatilla County Sheriff's Office search and rescue, aerial drone searches over parts of the Umatilla River, and searches on foot. Other areas were searched between Cayuse and Bingham Roads, as well as Short Mile Road to Cayuse Road, including River Road. Remember, I showed you guys that aerial photo of how the Umatilla River goes into the Columbia River. So they've searched that really, really well. And they also searched that pond that used to be a quarry, remember? So that I do believe they've searched a whole lot. And it says November the 18th, the UTPD, with the help of CTUIR's Geographic Information Systems conducted an aerial drone search in the previously unsearched locations. Citing the investigation, Morris did not specify the locations other than they were further away from the Umatilla River. And then they talked about the pond that they searched. And it says, Morris said, although the UTPD has no plans for additional searches, without new information, the MMIW Search and Hope Alliance was planning another search. And it says Jones' daughter, Molly Jones, remember we saw a whole lot from her, said although no date or location for the new search had been provided as of publication, the MMIW Search and Hope Alliance would accept volunteers for the search as long as they signed non-disclosure agreements because of the open investigation. So I thought that that was really, really good, you guys. Hey, Erin, how are you? Good to see you. So I thought that was really, really good, you guys, that they got 4 tips in the last month because it wasn't sounding good when we covered him last week. So I wanted to tell you guys that. And we also have an update. Remember Nikki Winder? She's the lady from Bryan, Texas, who was, it just came up on a month of her disappearance. She was last seen on February 25th at 3 p.m. And remember, she is a caregiver at a patient's home, and she was there at 3 p.m. And at 4 p.m., her truck was found burned, and she's nowhere to be found since then. And they did issue a clear alert. Well, on the we also did a live stream about her and Cheyenne Turner, and that was the week before last. And they did when I showed you guys photos, all the photos that I found, Coffee and Skeleton says 4 tips in a month is good. I think it's really, really good, especially when they hadn't been getting any, that is good. Remember I was showing you photos of Nikki, and I only found very few photos of her without her 2 sons. And I didn't say their names, and I blurred their faces because I feel the family should be able to come forward if and when they want to. But you could tell that she loves them tremendously because, like I said, there was very few photos without all of them together. And but on the month anniversary of her disappearance, her sons and some others came together in the community and they did an awareness walk. And so I wanted to show you guys that. And this is Colton and Coy.
We owe you an apology, a massive one.
We're truly sorry for creating a solar generator.
It's pretty hard, not knowing. So just trying to hang in there, trying to pray and just hope for the best.
For the first time since she went missing, KBTX is hearing from the family of Nicole Nikki Winder. Sophia Ridley spoke to her sons as they stood alongside a busy roadway yesterday, asking the public to help find their mom.
As Colton and Coy Winder stood at the corner of Texas Avenue and William J. Bryan holding a missing person sign of their mom, their community stood alongside them. Colton told me he felt surrounded by the love so many people share for his mom.
Thank you.
It's been a month since Nikki Winder disappeared in northeast Brazos County, but her friends, her family, and her community are not giving up.
And not a whole lot has come out, you guys. Remember they did show the photos of her truck and that UTV, and they're asking people to come forward about that UTV. But I had seen that in some places they were saying that UTV was an elderly gentleman who went down that road to get his mail, but police haven't said that yet. But that's really the only thing that's come out in this whole month.
Over 100 people, even people who have never met her, showed up to raise awareness and encourage tips that could help bring Nikki home.
Mom was, for all that y'all that know her. She would do anything for anybody, and it didn't matter who you were, what you did, she'd help you if she could.
Colton and Coy urge anyone with any information to come forward.
So if y'all know anything, contact the Brazos County Sheriff's Office and help me help my brother bring my mom home.
Investigators say Nikki Winder is 5'7", about 130 pounds, with blonde hair and green eyes. She was last seen wearing a dark shirt and pink pants. Now, Brazos County Crime Stoppers is offering a cash reward for information in the disappearance of Nikki Winder. You can find out more at our website at kvtx.com. In studios.
And I did make a community post, if you look a few back on there, where I shared her information, and you can also look on my Facebook, where I always put the missing photos, if it'd be easier for you guys to share there. Coffee says, thank goodness people showed up for Nikki and her sons. That says a lot about her. It really, really, really does. It really does. Some fella that worked with her at the fire school, he came forward very quickly to offer his help and said that they were like a family when they worked together there. She worked at the front desk, I think, and he was there ASAP. But today, so that was some good updates. We have to take what we can with it. Today we're here to, and I have to tell you guys, so Nancy Grace did a video for Nikki, and I'm so glad that she did that to spread awareness for her. And finally, it was somebody besides just us talking about her, but it's only available, it's not available on her YouTube channel. It's available on Fox 1, I think it is, but I listened to the audio of it. And today, you guys, a few days ago, when she said that it was only available on Fox 1, I left her a message on there on her Facebook, and I'll show it to you guys. But I said, could you please make this? And I knew that she had also done a video for Amie today that we're going to talk about. And I asked her if she could please make those two available on her YouTube channel. And that night, you guys, she made this one for Amie available on her YouTube channel. And I'm sure it's just a coincidence, but you never know. I said that these are the types of cases that need more awareness and more people would see on her YouTube channel, and so I'm sure it's just a coincidence, but I wanted to tell you guys that because we have to ask. You never know the answer until you ask. And so I'm going to show you guys bits of Amie's video today, and her daughter-in-laws were in it. And so I wouldn't have been able to see the text on screen or anything unless she made that available. So that was good. So today we're here to talk about Miss Amie. Let me get this up for you guys. Yeah, it was, you guys. I was talking to Erin. I was texting her at that time, and Erin always tells me that I need to be a more assertive, and she tells me no is a complete sentence, and so I was telling her, I was like, you're going to be proud of me because I spoke up today, and while we were talking about it, I thought, well, I'll check one more time on Nancy's YouTube channel, and when I did, she was premiering it, and it really gave me chills because I was like, oh my goodness, right while we're talking about it. And so we have to ask, you guys. That was my point. But let me tell you guys about Amie today. And I made a community post where more photos of her are available, and the help numbers are there, and they're also in my description. Any of my live streams that you guys watch, I always put the help numbers in my description and on my community posts. But she was 46 years old. It's coming up in 2 days when she was last seen, it'll make a year. And she was 46 years old when she went missing, and she's 47 years old now. And let me show you guys some more pictures of her. And in some places, I'll see that she's 5'4", and some places I'll see that she's 5'3", and some places I'll see she's 120 pounds, and other places 125 pounds. So either she's right in there. In all of her photos, she has her kids and her dogs. You can tell that, and she has two sons, Michael and Kylan. And she has a daughter, Robin. And I believe she was a single mother, and they said that she was wonderful. I found this picture when they were young, and then them through the years. They said that their mama had she had a big heart, and sometimes that would lead her into the wrong crowds and the wrong groups of people, and she would get taken advantage of. And that made me really sad, you guys, because I know a lot of people like that too. This dog passed away, but she has so many photos of them together and her grandbabies, which of course I'm not going to show, but it was dogs and grandbabies and her youngins. So she has the two sons and her daughter Robin, and then she also has 5 grandbabies. Her messages to her kids were so warm and sweet. Neat says, yeah, that's what I'm going to show you guys. I'll play that for you guys in just a few minutes. I'll have to tell you guys this. My dad passed away December 2nd, and some days I still have it really, really, really hard, you guys. And the other day, I had him on my mind, daylight till dark, and I had been able to find some Ring videos of him when he came to visit me, and I had saved those. And I got a new phone, and I was just pushing buttons like I always do. And I had found where I had saved some voice messages from my dad. And it was something so wonderful to have, because I keep all the letters he's ever sent me, the cards and all that stuff. And I'm really, really sentimental. And it meant so much to me to keep those, and I saved them to the cloud so I would for sure have them. But that reminded me of where I'm going to let you guys hear a message that Amie left to one of her sons. In 2023, you guys, she had a job that she loved, and she got baptized. She was doing really, really well. She had her own place, and she would come and spend time with her grandkids. One of her sons was showing his daughter's room, and it was showing crafts that Amie had made with her. And they said that no matter what she was going through, see her and her grandbaby there. No matter what she was going through, she would always get in contact with them for their birthdays, Christmases. She would never, ever, ever miss that. Never, ever. So this is really, really unlike her. And the job that she was doing, you guys, she was an axe. I don't know what you would call that, an axe expert. So it was at one of those axe throwing places, and they would have parties there and stuff, and she would teach people how to do that. And they said that she absolutely loved that job, but she wasn't doing it at the time. In 2024, I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I'll let you guys hear that. I'm not sure when this was either, but this says a lot about her. I want to go ahead and play this for you guys.
Yes, I am trying to reach Mr. Kylan Hurt. This is your mama. I love you, and I wanted to just hear your handsome voice and tell you how much I missed you and was thinking about you, the kids, and Jackie, and how much you just made me smile from ear to ear. I'm so proud of you, Kylan. To hear you have a voicemail about your own company, you amaze me every day. I love you, I miss you, and I just wanted you to know I was thinking about you. Give me a call whenever you get a chance. Kiss the kids, please. I love you. Bye-bye.
So a mother that would leave a message like this would not make her kids worry and not get back to them. I just don't see it, you guys. And also I found this on her Facebook page. This is when her cousin was missing. February 8th, 2024. It says, if anyone has seen or heard from my cousin Ricky, please, I'm begging you, tell him, and this is in caps, please, I'm begging you, tell him to call me, or if anyone knows where I can find him, please message me or call on Messenger. He has family that loves him and wants him home safe. Ricky, I love you, and you're not alone. Please don't give up. And she tags people and says, please, we need prayers up for Ricky. So that's another reason that I don't think she was in that position. Her cousin was missing, and she knew how worried she was. So I do not think that she would make her kids and her mama and her brother and her friends worry like this. I just don't see it, you guys. I don't. Not at all. I don't. Um so it was, remember I told you in 2023 she was doing really good. That's when she was had her own place and she was working at the axe throwing job. Well, in 2024, and I got this information from a TikTok, True Crime with Haley, and she said that she got it from the family, and the family is in the comments. And she said that she was in early 2024, she was living with a man named Nathan, and she ended up getting a restraining order against him. And then she Jeff comes into the picture, and we're going to talk about Jeff. And I don't know, nobody knows who Jeff really is, but Aaron says, so sweet, so sad. This family needs answers. Yep, Aaron, exactly. In my community post, when I ask you guys for prayers, like I always do, I said her brother, and we are going to watch a video of her brother. He's a pastor at a church, and he says we're praying for a miracle, but ultimately we just want answers. And that was put so well, I think. And you're right, Aaron. They definitely need answers. Either way. Um, so it comes up in on July 23rd of 2024. That's the last time the family has seen her, and it's at the grandmother's house. That's the last time they've seen her in person. And then in January of 2025, that's when her phone gets disconnected and she can only talk to people through Wi-Fi. So that's how she stays in contact with her family from July until March. Something happened, you guys, because like I said, in 2023, she was seeing them all the time, making crafts with the youngins and everything. Something happened between then and 2024, after July, the last time she's seen her family in person. I don't know if it was the Nathan guy and then Jeff who well, we know that when people are in a toxic relationship, that it starts out as a simmer, right? If it's boiling right at first, you're going to jump out, right? It starts as a simmer. You don't know what's going on. They'll try to isolate you from your family. Is probably the first thing, one of the first things that they'll do. Well, do you really need to go over there? And she didn't have her own car either. And he could have said, well, I can't bring you over there. I don't have the gas money. Well, I worry about you. Well, they don't have your best interest at heart like I do. I'm not saying that's what happened, but in a lot of toxic relationships, that's what happens. So it goes from, but she's talking to him when she's on Wi-Fi after January, but then it comes up until March, and these are the text messages that are on Nancy Grace. That's where I got these. And it says, some are from her. I think all of these are from her daughter, but they're either from her daughter or her friend. Hey, Elma, so good to see you. Happy Saturday. How are you? So they say, are you alive? And she says, yes, sorry, I had a lot going on. Just checking up. Stay safe. We're supposed to have bad storms. Okay, you guys stay safe too. This sounds like me and my sister, you guys. and me and Aaron and me and Van, we always look out for each other during the storms. Um, and so this is March 15th. What have you been up to? And then 10 days later, answer, please. Need to ask question about my kid. And a little later, hello. And I think she says, what the F is going on with you? And then a day later, hello. And then this is from her daughter. What do you mean, what is going on with me? That's what whoever is using Amie's phone, that's what they say. And she says, I've been trying to get a hold of you for the last 2 days. What's going on with you? You don't answer me for 2 days. I need to talk to you. Can you call me? Okay, just forget it. Why are you so distant? And then this is where Jeff comes into the picture. And she says, I love you too. Okay, can you at least tell me where you're at? I don't need an address or anything. I just need to know if you're safe. I'm staying with Jeff in Kentucky. Jeff who? Can you call me? I won't ask any questions. I truly just want to talk to you about what's going on. I understand if you don't, but no, I love you. And I'm always just a call away if you need anything. And I mean anything. Thank you. I love you too. I do want to let you know Braden will be having surgery soon. Okay, all the pictures that I've seen with Amie and her grandbabies, she wouldn't have let that hang there. She would have said, well, what kind of surgery? Well, you need to do this or that. I did this or that for you and your brothers when you were little. I don't think she would leave that hanging. Well, how long will it be for his recovery? Well, what kind of doctor is it? What hospital is it? Well, you don't need to take him to this hospital. You need to take him to that hospital. I don't think she would have just left that hanging like that. I really, really don't. If it was her, I don't. Hey, Trista, happy Saturday. How are you? How's your baby doing? I hope she's doing better. And then on March 30th, so this is the last time that family or friends have spoken to her. And she says, are you safe? And she says, I'm going to do a wellness check on you if you don't answer. And whoever's using Amie's phone says, I'm okay. I'm just going through a lot. And you can't talk to me. Nobody has heard from you. I'm worried about you. Erica said you're with someone named Jeff. So this is one of her friends, I think. And then, are you safe, Mom? And then it's just day after day after day. Nothing else. Nothing else. So then it gets to her mama. So that was March the 30th. And then on May the 4th, this is her mama. So her mama's name is Robin and her daughter's name is Robin. So if it gets confusing, that's what it is. And she says, Amie Owens, plastic, missing, not heard from by her family since 3:30. We appreciate any information. Thank you. So then about 5 days later, her mama says, update on Amie Owens, age 45, 5'4", dark blonde hair and thin build. First, I want to thank everyone for sharing the post regarding Amie. I wanted to let everyone know that I have reported her missing to the police. We recently heard there's a possibility she may have gone to Kentucky with a friend. However, even if she is there or went there, we have not seen any activity on social media that we can find, and she has always in the past stayed in touch with her children. No one has heard anything. If anyone has family or friends in Kentucky, please continue to share the post. We just want to make sure she is okay. Thank you for everyone for your prayers and concern, and if we hear anything or locate her, I will make sure and let everyone know. God bless everyone for helping. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Trista. Bless her heart. She's been eating good and drinking and stuff. That's good if she's doing that. Hopefully she feels even better tomorrow. Bless her heart. I feel so bad when pets have to have surgery, you guys, because you can't explain, like, we know what's going on, and they don't really know. So that's why I feel so sorry for them. So then the Brown County, Ohio Sheriff's Office posts this on June 11th. received a report regarding a missing person for the below listed individual. She was last seen on Goshen Road in Goshen, Ohio. Last contact with Miss Owens was on March 30th, 2025. If you have any information on Miss Owens or her whereabouts, please contact Detective Sergeant Ernst at 937-378-4435, extension 126. So then it comes up to July, and her mama Robin and her brother Josh, who is a preacher, they do a video on the news. So that's what I wanted to show you guys.
Beside a local pastor and his mom, they are praying for a miracle and some answers in their loved one's disappearance. Thanks for joining us tonight at 10. I'm Tricia Mackey. Rob has the night off. The Brown County Sheriff's Office said has seen or heard from Amie Owens since the end of March. Courtney King spoke with her brother and mom, and she is live now with much more.
Yeah, Tricia, Amie's mom, Robin, tells us it's a huge red flag that Amie has not been in contact with any of her adult children. Robin also says she's worried because Amie is in need of her medication. Both Robin and her son prayed earlier today at the church where he's a pastor, begging for her safe return.
We know something's not right.
Robin.
Oh yeah, guys, that's another thing. They don't know if she has her mental health medication with her. That's the medication they're speaking about, I believe.
Farquhar and her son Joshua Owens got on their hands and knees to pray for her daughter's safe return.
I mean, just out of the blue, she's vanished.
The Brown County Sheriff's Office says Amie Owens was last seen on Goshen Road in Goshen on March 30th. Robin says that's when Amie last spoke with her daughter. She says it's unusual Amie hasn't contacted any of her 3 adult children in months or been on social media.
And that's just not like her.
Ohio Lansar also joined the search for Amie. I spoke with the organization, and a spokesperson says they've checked numerous leads but keep hitting dead ends.
We have no leads. So I've been praying for information to come through and for God to.
They are really, really close in their faith, you guys. The mama, and then her brother is a pastor, and then on her son's Facebook page, they share about their faith a lot.
Keep his hand over her so she'll be safe until she can be brought home.
Take a look at your screen to see if you recognize Amie. She is 5'3" and weighs 125 pounds. She has brown hair and blue eyes.
And then there's times where it goes through your mind that, you know, of course you think things you don't want to. So I'm relying on my faith to get me through.
Robin says she's also worried because Amie could be without important medications.
She has been on medication for mental health issues. And so, yes, we're very concerned that someone may have taken advantage of her.
But I've dropped many tears about it.
Joshua Owens is Amie's brother. He and his mom prayed here at the church he's a pastor at.
We pray for a miracle, but at the end of the day, we just want the truth.
See, that's what I was telling you guys, that he said that they're praying for a miracle, but ultimately they just want the truth. And I was thinking about that when I was, when I get down about my dad and stuff. It's like that I know, even though it's so bad, I know what happened, and I know where he is, and I can go visit, his grave whenever I want to. And with them, they can't, they don't know either way. So that's why I feel awful for them about that too, you guys. I believe that Amie's birthday is February the 9th. And so right around this time is when, this year, around her birthday, is when her family did some more videos on the news. So I wanted to show you guys 2 of those. And then I'll show you some clips from the Nancy Grace video too.
An Ohio woman has been missing for nearly a year, and family says she was last in Kentucky. LEX 18's Caleb Barnes spoke with family members today who say they're just looking for answers.
This is Amie Owens. She's 46 years old and a mother to 3 kids and 5 grandkids.
Her birthday's in 4 days, so she's about to be 47.
Her son Kylan says they last had contact on March 30th, 2025. While Amie is from the Cincinnati area, family says she was somewhere in Kentucky, but they don't know exactly where.
So she stated that she was living in Kentucky at the time. The Kentucky location, when we literally say we have information of Kentucky, that's what we mean. Like, we don't have a town, it's very vague, just Kentucky.
That lack of detail and lack of response is what worries Kylan.
My sister had reached out and said, hey, we're getting worried if you don't respond to us, we're going to do a welfare check kind of deal, because it was a serious lack of response. And she's never not responded to her kids. She's always told us happy birthday. She's always called the grandkids. She's always called us and told us Merry Christmas, the holidays, no matter what's been going on in her life.
The family filed a missing person report in Ohio, but knowing Amie told them she was in Kentucky, they're asking for assistance from the Commonwealth.
We've shared flyers throughout different counties. We went to the Kentucky Missing Persons thing on social media and shared that on there.
That would be tremendously difficult to have someone go missing in one state and to the next. And then Kentucky is a Commonwealth, and so I don't think Ohio is, so I don't know what the difference that would be, but that would be so difficult too. But she is in NamUs, so that's good. NamUs is a tremendous resource for missing people that are that could possibly be found in other states. That is a tremendous help. So she is in NamUs. I did check that, so that's good.
There as well, but not living there, not being 100% familiar with the place, it's kind of like we're shooting blanks here, but we're just aiming wherever we can.
What would it mean if someone is able to give you all some information that would help lead to finding Amie?
It would mean the world to us if we could get a tip of which way to look. I don't necessarily like the word closure, because that could mean a multitude of things. I would really strongly say we want answers.
Caleb Barnes, LEX 18 News.
A family says Amie is an approachable person. If you have information that could help the search, you can contact the Brown County, Ohio Sheriff's Office. We have that number on our website.
And this Jeff guy, in the Nancy Grace interview, her daughters say, and I think that I have that timestamp to show you guys, her daughter-in-laws say that the Brown County Sheriff's Office did get a warrant to go through her phone, and they found a Jeff with an area code from Pineville, Kentucky. But then in another place I seen Pikeville, but I'm thinking that it's Pineville. So that is a big lead. Hopefully something comes of that. Hey Carl, good to see you. How are you? So good to see you, buddy. I have one more video from her family around her birthday that I wanted to show you guys.
Mother will get some attention as well.
46-year-old Amie Owens from Goshen has been missing for nearly a year, and while her
I don't know if I had it pulled up in time for you guys to hear it or not, but they said while the nation is focused on Nancy Guthrie being missing, this family hopes that some focus will be on their missing mother too. And that always hits my heart, you guys. Like I always say, some cases the news is saturated with, and in other cases not at all. And I'll never know why or what to do about it, but that's why I don't speak a lot on the big cases here. I just feel that my platform can be used better to focus on the cases that aren't in the algorithm or aren't getting a lot of attention, Carl, buddy, watch your mouth. I think it's adorable. Oh, it's a ginger cat.
Her kids don't host a national morning news program. They say they love their mom just as much and they need her back home. David Winter is here after visiting with that family today. David.
Yeah, Amie Owens has 2 sons, a daughter, and 5 grandchildren. And while the adult children understand why the world is focusing on finding Nancy Guthrie, they are hoping that the local community will understand that they need help as well.
Mom, if you hear this, it's time to come home. We need you back here instead of your grandkids.
As that tearful plea from Amie Owens' oldest son blasts out over the Tri-States airways, he has no way of knowing if his mother will or even can hear it. We sat down with Kylan Hurt and his brother Michael to talk about their mom, from whom they have not heard in nearly a year.
This is your mama. I love you, and I wanted to just hear your handsome voice.
A voicemail from a woman who always made room in her heart for her children, but Amy's life was not easy. While the single mom kept food in her kitchen.
It's harder for men to show their emotions, especially in public, I've found, you guys. So for her son to break down like that, I just don't think that his mama would put him through that. I just don't. Bless their hearts. I'm glad that they have each other, at least. I'm glad they do.
Kids' bellies and a roof over their heads. By the mid-2000s, she began to make poor choices and fall for the wrong men.
She had a very loving heart, and the trust would sometimes, being mixed up in the wrong crowd and trusting too much or too fast could sometimes open doors that she didn't want opened.
But by 2023, Kylan says Amie had turned a corner.
She had a great job. She had her own place. She was doing well. She had a very, very high interaction with her kids, with her grandkids. There's lots of memories. There's lots of things that we have, of her being included. She was doing arts and crafts with her grandkids. There's tons of stuff hanging in my daughter's room that they'd painted together.
Birthdays with the family, and she even became baptized. But by the summer of 2024, Amy's past caught up with her, and Kylan says she ran from one bad man in Goshen into the arms of another bad man.
She was just stating that, things had gone bad. She was trying to get things figured out. She was trying to get herself fixed and get things straightened out, and that she was not comfortable with this Jeff guy. She was really trying to get out of that situation.
His sister, in this text exchange from last March, begged.
See, guys, they say that she was trying to get away from that Jeff guy. And also in this one part on Nancy Grace, they talk about how that she was trying to get a car to get back home, and he wouldn't let her have a car. So that's another part of that toxic relationship that I was telling you guys about that was a big possibility. Jen, it's so good to see you. It's so very good to see you. How are you and the Quackers and your fur babies? Y'all doing okay?
Her mother to say where she was living. Amie replied, "I'm staying with Jeff in Kentucky." On March 30th, Amy's daughter asked, "Are you safe?" And despite repeated attempts to reach her mom, she was answered with dead air. Amy's family filed a missing persons report last April, but her case appears to have stalled.
We love you. We just want you home.
Now Amy's children are hoping the public will help them return their mom, their children's grandmother, back to them.
Give me a call whenever you get a chance. Kiss the kids, please. I love you. Bye-bye.
Children pray that nothing sinister to their mom, but there is some indication that that may be the case. Kyle?
David, thank you so much. And if you know anything that can help, you can contact the Brown County Sheriff's Office. Amie Owens' kids are also trying to crowdfund enough money to hire a private detective if you're interested in helping them.
That reminds me, guys, I do have their, see, look, guys. Look at my kitty cat. Oh, and you better not even talk about my dog either. I think they're adorable. Freaking adorable. Oh, I'll drop their GoFundMe too. I do have that. So while we're now I wanted to show you guys the Nancy Grace video. And while we're looking at that, I'll find their GoFundMe.
Company, you amaze me every day. I love you. I miss you. And I just wanted you to know I was thinking about you. Give me a call whenever you get a chance. Kiss the kids, please. I love you. Bye-bye.
You could hear the love coming out of her voice for her son right there. And I don't believe there's any way that she would intentionally separate herself from her children. Back to Robin Hunter, this is Amie's daughter. So you notice your mom is not texting back anymore. What, if anything, do you do at that time?
So at that point, I didn't really have much I was able to do, but we started making like missing person reports on Facebook. We texted a lot of her friends asking if they've heard from her as well. We reached out to Lansar to have them post something like a flyer for her as well.
What was her frame of mind, Robin, when you last spoke to your mom or last texted with her? What could you glean?
I know she was going through a lot at that point in time. But she's always been like, I don't know. It's really hard to explain.
In addition to Robin Hunter, this is Amie, missing mom, Amie Owens' daughter, is her daughter-in-law. Two of them, Kayla Johnson and Jackie Hurt, both Amie's daughters-in-law.
I dropped their GoFundMe link, you guys, and just like I always say, do your own due diligence, but that's the link to it. And here is Jackie, and she is Colin's wife, I believe, and then that's Kayla, who is Michael's. I'm not sure if they're married, but that's his baby's mama, for lack of better words, I believe. So
Trying to find their mother-in-law, Amie Owens. To Kayla, thank you so much for being with us tonight, Kayla. Now, your mom seemingly dropped off the map around the time that she stopped texting. What do you recall of that time period?
At one point, then it just stopped. And we realized that, something was wrong.
What is her relationship with her son? I know she's got a great relationship with Robin. What about with her son?
She always had a good relationship with Michael. They always stayed in communication. They're pretty close.
Joining me now, Crime Stories investigative reporter Sydney Sumner, who has been investigating the case herself. Sydney, let's just start at the beginning. What do we know?
Well, we know that Amie has a close relationship with her 3 grown children, with her 5 grandchildren. She enjoys spending time with
Coffee says it's someone else reading the text or letters, and I do think so. In my opinion, I do think so, because they said that she used to write books to them, and now she's really short. And just the few that they have shared, when one of them was talking about their grandbabies, like, I need to ask you something about my kid. She didn't even answer to that one. And so in my opinion, I don't think that it's her that's answering and replying back, but you guys take that with what you will, Okay, let's go to my next timestamp, guys.
Regarding her daily routine, what was her last job before she went missing?
Her last job was an axe throwing job that she absolutely loved.
So, Jackie Hurt, you stated your mom had an axe throwing job. What is that?
She was an instructor, and so she would teach people how to throw the axes and kind of like deal with the parties and stuff. And it kind of became her own personal hobby, honestly. She absolutely adored it.
Now, when you say she would deal with the parties, what do you mean?
Like groups, so the way it's set up is groups of people would come in and it could range from just
one group or like
like a group or like a
of
person.
people, that just go in for like a weekend activity or something.
Yeah.
To Dr. Janie Lacey joining us, licensed psychotherapist, CEO of Life Counseling Solutions, and author of How to Heal from a Toxic Relationship. She's the host of Let's Talk About It with Janie Lacey. Dr. Janie, thank you for being with us. You know, a lot of people have varying degrees of social connection. They go out every
She's going to talk a little bit here about the toxic relationships. I believe this is where it is. You guys know all the notes I take, all the links I keep, all the little annotations, footnotes I do. I still don't have my stuff together like I should. I don't have this, what I was wanting to get across here, but we'll see.
night. They rarely go out. They're homebodies. But their job is something that typically is routine. In other words, they rarely miss work. And hearing about her job that she loved so much makes me consider that part of this equation, because if she doesn't show up for the job or she leaves the job, I find that significant.
I find that significant as well, because when women who genuinely love their work or they enjoy that part of their life, they don't generally just walk away from their lives. They tend to leave gradual signals, whether they become distant, there's some type of conflict or detachment. So what it sounds like what Amie's family is describing is the opposite, that she was engaged, that she loved her job, if she considered it a hobby, right? I would think that was probably rebuilding. So it's not typical that you would just leave those things behind voluntarily, Nancy.
And it's not just a job. She's an axe throwing expert, and the class was near Cincinnati, about a 30-minute drive from where she was in Goshen. So it's not just a job, it's something she loves doing. To Jackie Hurt joining us, this is Amie's daughter-in-law. Jackie, what do you and Kayla, I want to refine this, remember about the time, the few days, the weeks surrounding the time that Amie seemingly disappears? What is your recollection?
I recollect that the communication really slowed down. We know that she had left her job a couple months prior to her disappearance. And it was around January, her phone service got shut off. And that's when we were guessing she was on Wi-Fi, and it was very, very slim communication, if we even.
Guys, I told Neat this the other day when it hit my mind that, okay, you guys know how usually you have to triangulate a phone and ping it and stuff and see where the person's been or where they're currently at. Okay, I don't know if I'd say you can probably do that even without phone service, but in my mind, if she had to connect to Wi-Fi, it would be even easier to see where she'd been, because you could see whose Wi-Fi she had connected to, and it showed their exact IP addresses and their probably home addresses and everything. In my opinion, like, I'm definitely no tech person, but that seems to me that would be even easier to track,
Got any at all. And her last known physical appearance with our family was July 23rd of 2024 at her grandmother's house. After that, everything else is over the phone. We don't really know.
Sydney Sumner joining us from Crime Stories. Now, according to Ohio's Brown County Sheriff's Office, Amie was last seen on Goshen Road in Goshen. What do we know about the circumstances of her last guy named Jeff factor into the timeline. She told his investigative report.
Focus. Finding Jeff will unlock being able to find Amie.
Sydney Sumner joining us, Crime Stories investigative reporter. Sydney, how does this guy named Jeff factor into the timeline?
She told her family she was staying with Jeff and mentioned that she wasn't very comfortable with him. This wasn't someone she trusted.
See, it says, oh, let me show you guys. Let me see. I think that True Crime with Haley, she had some text on hers that she shared that that Nancy doesn't show. So let me show you guys these for just 1 second. I don't know who these were from, and that's why I didn't want to share at first. But then she does say, Haley does say that she got questions. She got these from the family, and the family is in the comments on her on this video. So I do believe them to be true. But it says, what are you doing? Hello. And the next day she says, OMG, I hate being here. He's such a dick. Why can't I find someone who treats me right? I effing hate him. So she's speaking about that Jeff dude, I believe. And then here is another one. And she says, I know, I'm in Kentucky now. What are you watching? So what does that have to do with anything? I don't know. Something called The Old Man. Never heard of it. Me either. So I guess she comes out and says, I know, I'm in Kentucky now, when that wasn't even part of the conversation. So she's wanting them to know that she's in Kentucky now for some reason. And she says, Jeff got a job down here, so we are staying here. I hate it. Yeah, I thought you were packing. Which part do you hate? So whoever she's talking to is saying, well, I thought you were leaving. What's going on, you know? So I just wanted to show you guys that. I'll share Haley's TikTok with you guys too if you want to go there and check it out.
Trusted, and she felt like she wasn't in a great situation. But Jeff is the last known person to be with Amie, and Amie tells her family she's staying with him in Kentucky. So he fits in. He is one of the last people to possibly have seen Amie.
Well, hold on, Brian Fitzgibbons, wouldn't this be a matter of, if she's texting, I'm with Jeff, wouldn't this be a matter of triangulating her phone? Finding out where she was? I mean, we see it happen in cases all the time. That's move number one. Where was her phone last known to be?
Yeah, and I think in this case, it now becomes a matter of resources devoted by law enforcement to this case. Now, I think the immediate thing is the family. I believe the family has this phone number for Jeff. If they do, I'm certainly willing to help on any way that I can. But the first step is finding Jeff.
Okay, let me follow up with that. To Kiala Johnson and Jackie Hurt, the daughters-in-law of Amie, Jackie or Kiala, is that correct? We have a phone number for Jeff?
I don't know if we specifically have a phone number, but they were able to locate a Jeff in her phone with an address in Pineville, Kentucky. Like area code. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. That's significant. Pinesville, Kentucky. Are you saying pine is in a pine tree?
See, this is where they were talking about the phone number that was found in her phone. I guess her call log, and the area code was for a Jeff in Pineville, Kentucky. And so I don't know how well that lead has been checked out.
Yep. Okay. When you say they were able to locate an address for Jeff, who is they?
We heard it from the Brown County Sheriff's Office.
Great. That's good news. So they don't have her actual phone, but they have accessed it through the cloud. Is that right?
They basically did, they got a search warrant for Verizon for her phone records. So we essentially had a call log of like the numbers that were in contact with Amie's phone.
That is huge. That's the first good news I've heard tonight. Okay, hold on. Stop everything. Jackie Kill, I feel like it's Christmas morning. Brian Fitzgibbons, if they have accessed her phone through pursuant to search warrant, and they've gotten Jeff's address, then what are we waiting on?
Well, I think to clarify that, and the family can correct me here, but I believe they found someone named Jeff in her phone and a phone number, and that phone number is registered to the location of Pineville, Kentucky. So it brings us back to, hey, resources. Can the family identify who Jeff was, how they met, when they met, where they went? These are the next steps.
So, Brian, you lost me in your reasoning. If they know where the phone was registered and address, whether he lives there or not, that is a lead. You go to that address, you find out who lives there, if they know Jeff, if they have seen Amie, and you go from there. I mean, it's got to be something to him, wouldn't you think? His LKA, last known address, his childhood home, where he was living at the time. It could be any number of addresses. So I'm sensing from you.
Coffee, since you mentioned his eyes, I can't focus now. They are really bright, and so are Nancy's. Hers are really pretty blue too, and Amy's are really pretty blue too. I think that mine, like if I, it depends on the kind of clothes that I'm wearing, but sometimes they're light like his and turn like a green, but mostly they're like Nancy's, I believe. But now I can't stop looking at them.
That's a dead end, but I don't agree. Why are you saying that?
So here's the deal. You can go to Walmart and buy a burner phone, right? That burner phone is going to have a number. That number will have a location assigned to it, okay? And in this case, that location is Pineville, Kentucky. That number was saved in Amy's phone with the name Jeff. So law enforcement didn't necessarily get a registration saying Jeff with the last name, last known address. What they had was listed in Amy's phone, manually typed in Jeff, here's this number, and I'm speculating here, but let's say it's a burner phone, a prepaid phone. That phone would not have a full registration. We'd just have an idea on where it was purchased.
Oh, so she had he's saying in her contacts, she just had the name Jeff and then the phone number, the prefix or whatever led back to Pineville, Kentucky. So if it was a burner phone, that might be harder to trace, but I don't know. It seems like it's a big lead, and it's a big possibility that they need to check into, in my opinion.
Mom, if you hear this,
Bless his heart.
it's time to come home.
From our
familiar, and that familiar feels like it's chemistry. It feels like all these other things, but it's usually the same familiar toxic relationship they've had in the past, Nancy.
Brian Fitzgibbons joining us, USPA Nationwide Security. You have handled so many, more than you can count, I'm sure, missing people cases. It's typically women and children that go missing, and very often when it's a woman, it's on the heels of a toxic relationship.
100%. It's almost 9 out of 10 cases involving women involve a toxic, controlling relationship. And in this case, we don't know much about this last relationship other than a handful of messages exchanged with family that are deeply concerning. And that's what leads me to say that every possible effort should be focused on trying to identify who this Jeff is, where he's from, and where they were in Kentucky together. That I think that major leads in this case can come from Kentucky, if provided we can identify Jeff.
Straight back out to Kiala Johnson and Jackie Hurt. These are Amie Owens' daughters-in-law, and that speaks a lot to her. A lot of people hate their mother-in-law. I've been really blessed. I loved my mother-in-law and father-in-law. Since I have ever known them, we never had a single cross word, not even once. And apparently, that's really rare. To Keila and Jackie, a couple of quick questions. Is your mom connected with a vehicle? Did she have a car? And if so, what was the make and model?
She did not have a car. There's actually text messages with her friend saying she's trying to get a car. And this Jeff guy, there's one text saying that he did not let her get the car she was looking at. So I don't know what that means. But I know she was trying to get a vehicle to get home. That those text messages have made that very clear.
Okay, right there, if my husband told me you cannot get a car, he'd put out a hand and pull back a nub. Right there, telling her she can't would not let her get a car. Okay, that's not good. So no car attached. But the reason I'm asking Keila and Jackie is because very often we have solved cases based on getting a description of a vehicle. Okay, so that's a no-go. In other cases, I've been suspicious that the victim is not the one texting.
This is they're going to talk about what we've been thinking all along, that that's not her texting. So let's listen to what they're going to say here. I think this is the last timestamp that I had for you guys.
Was her language, her vernacular, the way she texted, normal in her last texts?
I remember she always wrote books. She would write us like big, huge text messages. So those little short and sweet messages, it definitely did
didn't feel right.
Yeah.
Didn't feel like that was her, really, to be honest.
I'm so glad you're telling me that. In the Gabby Petito case, which is a case we investigated extensively, a red flag was raised when Gabby's texts said something like, here's an example. If my sister wrote me and said, tell Elizabeth Stokes Grace hello, instead of tell mother hello, I would know something was really wrong. And that's what happened in Gabby's case. So I find it significant that you find her text pattern to be different. So do you have any idea how she met or how she knew Jeff?
We kind of always knew kind of about them. This Jeff
She was like a reoccurring. She would go back to
Yeah.
the same kind of guys a lot of the time. So, they would be together and then fall out, like you do. And so we would normally recognize the men, but this guy was someone that we hadn't had a chance to meet. And we never
heard his name and it was kind of like, who's Jeff?
Yeah, we never remember a Jeff or recall a Jeff. So,
question, why do you believe they're in Kentucky?
the only thing we have to go off of is that Amie said, I'm in Kentucky with Jeff. And that is so vague. And like we said, we're on the topic of talking about if it's not even Amie. I mean, could someone be pushing a story for all we know? Like, that's totally off from what's actually happening. We don't know. That's like literally our only indication that she was in Kentucky, was what she said.
She said that to her friend and her daughter. So we have two separate messages stating that she was in Kentucky.
Yep.
So
I think that that's all that I wanted to show you guys about that. Let me tell you guys, my mama won't share her location with me, but I'll tell you guys a secret. I have that Progressive app, so that I get like $20 off a month if you have the app on your phone, and it tells me if she hard brakes or if she drives over the speed limit, which she never does. She hard brakes a lot for some reason, but it also tells me where she goes. So I got her that way, but you guys don't tell anybody, okay? She don't listen to me, I don't think, either. She says that true crime's quote unquote not her thing, and plus she says she'll get nervous if she listens to me. But okay, so I think that that's all that I have for you guys about Miss Amie. I do have, so the last time that anybody heard from her, in 2 days will make a full year. Nobody's seen or heard from her. And just that message that she left her son, I don't believe, and the message that we saw where she was begging for her cousin to where she was begging for her cousin when her cousin, nobody could find her cousin. I do not think she would put her family through this at all. I really, really don't, you guys. So please, please help me keep praying for her family. And please share her information. And you don't have to share my channel like I always say, just share the information. But I don't want to leave you guys on a bad note. It is Neat shared this video with me this morning, and these two little girls, I bet they didn't have a dog. It doesn't say, but I bet that they didn't have their own dog, and they would go. He looks like what did I what did I do? Oh my goodness, what did I do, guys? Let me put it back. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to figure that out. Oh, I'm a mess. Now you can't see my ugly cat. Carl says my ugly cat. I'm going to have to fix that so we can see my cat again. But these two little girls would go and they would get their neighbor's dog and walk it. Well, and God put them in the right place at the right time. So I wanted to show you guys this before we left. And I'll share it with you guys if you want to watch it later too.
These little girls would like to play with their neighbor's dog. They do it just about every day.
Hi. Hi.
But something's very wrong.
I think your guys' fire alarm went off. Is it my fire alarm? We literally heard it. It's coming louder from your house. Yes.
The woman who lives in the apartment is in disbelief.
I'm not lying. No one in there? No one's there. Do you guys smell any smoke or anything?
The brave girls lean towards the door.
We kind of smell smoke here. I'm very far away. Okay. I smell gas now.
The girls sure.
How what do you call it, observant for these kids to notice that. Some would just walk off and no, it wouldn't even hit them. They'd be thinking about all kinds of other stuff. But they told the lady that there's a fire alarm going off. Let me tell you guys, I used to live in an apartment like this too. It had an upstairs like that, and I lived down below, and I heard our neighbor's fire alarm going off, and we had to evacuate and stuff and call the landlord and the fire department. And it was a doctor, you guys. The doctor upstairs, he had left his beans on and went to work. And then when all the water evaporated, I guess that's when it was causing issues. But thankfully, everything turned out all right. But I thought, well, a doctor doing that, you think doctors would have it together, wouldn't you?
Are persistent.
Smoke! It actually smells like smoke.
The woman calls the building superintendent.
Something's burning over here.
You can see the glow from flames as smoke fills the apartment.
Something's burning over here. Are you let the dog out?
Yep, the dog was still in there. His name is Teddy, and he's A-OK. Turns out he started the fire when he hit it.
Burning over here. Are you let the dog out?
Yep, the dog was still in there. His name is...
Look at Teddy. Oh my goodness. Look at his cheeks. You guys, my little doggy, I would put him up in my lap and turn his face toward me, and I would kiss his cheek, and then he would turn his head for me to kiss his other cheek. So I would keep doing that until he got tired of me. But I would do the same to that little puppy, kiss his cheeks off.
Teddy, and he's A-OK. Turns out he started the fire when he hit a knob on the stove, igniting a burner, something we've seen time and time again. The neighbor has these quick-thinking little girls to thank for saving her apartment and her dog.
We kind of smell smoke here.
As a thank you, Teddy's owner gave the girls a gift box filled with toys, stuffed animals, and
Aww.
goodies.
Oh my goodness. Guys, if it wasn't for those little girls, who would have known what happened to Teddy? You know? Oh my goodness. Guys. I couldn't get it to stop sharing. I'm going to have to figure that out. Oh my goodness. Okay, you guys, thank you so very much for coming to hang out with me today. And if you ever have any cases that you think could use some more attention, please reach out. I don't care a bit to look into stuff and share what I can. Um, Me either, Ava. So that's good that we saw that, so we can kind of think of things that we can keep away from our pets. I would have no idea they could do that either. Oh, guys, and also please subscribe to Van, my friend here, Nature Rocks. She does wonderful photos on what was the wisteria? Was that the last photo that you took a picture of, Van? It was absolutely beautiful. Please subscribe to her, you guys, and check out her beautiful photos. She has the eye. You guys know how some photographers, they have the eye and they can just capture the most beautiful pictures. That's her. That's Van. And then also my friend Trista here, she does a devotional each day on her community tab. So if you subscribe to her, maybe you'll get them each day in your home feed too. And they really, really help me, you guys. It's like I don't even tell Trista sometimes about what I'm going through, but she'll post a devotional and I feel like it was just for me. I tell her that God uses her a lot to speak to people, and I absolutely believe that. So please subscribe to her too, you guys. Oh my goodness, Carl. That's awful. Oh, no problem, Van. No problem at all. Okay, I love you guys. I'm going to play us out with our intro, and I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to say your prayers and take your vitamins, right? We've almost made it to the spring. Well, it was the spring, and then it went back to the winter here in my holler, but hopefully soon it'll be spring and stay spring. Okay, I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
They tell me I'm small, but I've learned small faith moves mountains. This platform might look quiet right now, but purpose doesn't need permission. Sometimes the smallest voices are trusted with the biggest stories. I don't got it all, that's why I pray. I lift the names when I can't find words to say. Small but mighty, walking by faith. If I can't change it all, I still believe change can start today. I don't got it all, that's why I pray. For the lost, the missing, led astray. This platform's small, but God's not contained. And we never ever know what love can do once it's shared. I'm not rich in numbers, not loud on the screen, but every case I cover got weight in between. Faces on flyers, names people forget. I speak them out loud so they're never silenced. Yet I don't chase clout, I chase truth. Every live stream feels like a prayer in the booth. For the mom still waiting, the dad still searching, for the families hurting while the world keeps turning. They say, what can one voice redo? But I've seen hope rise when a community moves. So I show up steady, even when it's heavy, trusting God with the parts I can't carry. Got it all, that's why I pray. I lift the names when I can't find words to say. Small but mighty, walking by faith. If I can't change it all, I still believe change can start today. I don't got it all, that's why I pray. For the lost, the missing, led astray. This platform's small, but God's not contained. And we never know what love can do once it's shared. Every time I go live, I ask one thing: send prayers up higher than algorithms, because awareness is good, but faith goes further, and prayer reaches places we never could. I don't promise answers, I promise care. A space where compassion still lives right here. Victim-focused, truth-driven, heart-led, always standing in the gap on the hardest days. If you're watching this tide, time. We pray for the answers in God's perfect time. Small seeds planted, faith multiplied. Miracles don't need a spotlight. I don't got it all. That's why I pray. Still believe in God's moving, even today. Small but mighty, called by name. And I trust what he's doing even when I can't see the way. This is Mo and Cole. Say a prayer for the missing. Say a prayer for their families. And before you go, say your prayers. Take your vitamins. And remember, even something small can do really big things.